Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Are you alive? Because I heard you were running, between the meetings in Electriane and Tractate. It's a pity I couldn't join you today because I got some positive news this morning. It was positive, COVID positive news. So yeah, I decided not to pass on not only good practice and knowledge, but COVID news. So I will use the digital tool to share some ideas and some practices related to youthful development and how you can use researchers or evidences to support your youthful development in your municipality or in your region, and to see that actually research can be a quite good instrument and tool for that. So when we talk about youth work, who needs youth work? Who actually needs? Is it parents of young people so that if the youngsters spend their free time somewhere safe? Is it young people who need youth work, or can we really formulate that need or what they're doing in the youth center? Is it youth workers who need a space for work or for self-realization? Or is it politicians who need youth work as, again, one of the ways to support and empower youngsters living in their country or in their municipality? The correct answer is all of them do need youth work to a certain extent, but their needs are slightly different. So when you formulate the youth work development proposals, it's important that you base the need on the young people, on what do they need and how it can support their growth, their learning, how it could prevent them from getting into trouble, how it can create a safe space for them where they have meaningful relationship with other youngsters and with adults, where they can learn to sort out their issues and problems, and also to show for youth workers, what works, what doesn't work, what kind of spaces, how much space do they need, is there a need for certain or specific youth work forum which they could use in one or another town or municipality, and the same for politicians to show what is the added value created by youth work, how many young people would have access to these services, what would be the minimal criteria, what investment is needed, but also to show what you invest and what is the possible gain from that process. So actually research can help to connect the dots between those different parts and could formulate arguments which everyone can understand and use. So our institute, as we were presenting yesterday, Institute for Policy Research and Analysis, we were using this evidence-based approach towards development in various policy fields. And during pandemic period, in the last 2 years, we did 6 different research for 6 different municipalities. Some of them were more linked to kind of feasibility studies, so what would be feasible, what is needed in a municipality. In some cases, it was analyzing youth needs and youth situation. So then again, so when you know what is available for young people, what they're interested in, what do they need, you can build their policy proposal based on that. Also, you can map the existing situation in the municipality, what is already working, what are the gaps which could be filled. So answering why to use evidence-based approach, because it produces arguments, it provides basis for development, it gives arguments for politicians to invest in this area. And also it really helps you, especially youth affairs specialists or youth affairs coordinators in Lithuanian case, because they can show the document, they can show the strategy and say, like, look, it's not our caprice or interest, but that is the real needs of youngsters. And that's how, small steps could improve already existing situation. So how can it be done? We're using, as I said, in the last 2 years, we did different types of research, but usually we mix methodologies, and mostly we use qualitative research. Yes, we use some quantitative methods. We do online questionnaires. So we try to, if municipality has around 40,000 people, so we try to reach out at least, 200-300 people, and it's really possible to do it using online forms. But most important for us, it is kind of using expert interviews or small focus group discussions with specialists working with youth workers, with youth representatives in youth councils, school councils, and politicians. Because I mean, the knowledge is already there in the municipality, but sometimes they lack opportunities to discuss, to share. And when it comes from inside, when it comes from the people, when they kind of voice it, usually it's easier to actually convince the local politicians. But also having, institute or having experts from, Vilnius in our case, or maybe in Riga in your case, or maybe involving foreign research and expert, also gives a little bit of kind of added value or strength to the research which you are doing. So yeah, research provides the better understanding of situation and shows steps how it can be further developed. In most of the cases, and the most important aspect of research, it shows what are the real needs of youngsters. And if you would ask youngster, do you need youth center? Okay, it's just no question, and maybe I don't know. But if you ask it in a slightly, kind of in a series of questions, what do you do after school? What are your leisure time activities? What kind of topics are interesting to you? And based on those questions, you can actually explain to politicians what are the needs. And like from the researches which we did, sorry, jumping between the slides, you can explain the need of the youth center using arguments that, we need a meaningful relationship with adults. We need a space, a safe space. We need a space to meet with other youngsters during, winter time or bad weather when it's happening. So you can explain the need of youngsters. You can translate it into the policy proposals, which politicians would understand slightly better. And also for us, what proved to be working, that we don't criticize municipalities, and it's not the aim of research. Aim of research is to see what already works, what already provides quite good results, and how you can further develop. Because politicians, they often hear, give us more money or something is not working. But when you provide arguments that, the system is in place, this is doing well, that institution is working well, youngsters feeling good and safe in the municipality. When you compare with averages in the country, you can say, okay, municipality, more youngsters percentage-wise attend leisure time activities, after-school activities, or there's a certain percentage of young people who are willing to stay and live in a municipality. You also see from research that they're willing to work and what kind of options they have. So also showing what is good, what is working, and providing several alternatives, what could be further developed, what kind of investments do you need? Maybe, like Neris maybe told already in Turkey case, we calculated that there are several youth spaces and youth centers around the municipality, but they're too small. So there is a need to kind of increase the space. Also, we need a couple of extra workers, and and if you count in the etat or stat, how we say in Russian, you can also like really show that you could cover bigger territory, or you could provide youth work services to more youngsters if you had, two more people, let's say. Also, it's easy to use research to explain the need for mobile youth services. In that case, it's also, you check, what is the, let's say, biggest town in the municipality, where are after school or leisure time activities and other services based. You calculate what is the distance between, let's say, settlements, villages, and bigger town. And if it's more than 10, 15 kilometers away from bigger town, then mobile youth work services could be potentially used in those areas, because if it's too close, then yeah, youngsters would just come to bigger town. So actually, research helps to, as I said, to illustrate the need, but also it provides several alternatives of development. Plan A, plan B, plan C. Municipalities also like to compare themselves with other municipalities. So if you show that something is really working well in a neighboring municipality or in other parts of the country, they often would like to also do it in their own municipality. So that's why kind of mainstreaming good practices and also showing how much that would cost, what is the kind of investment and benefit analysis, that really helps. And also you saw that we're using a lot of these kind of maps of youth work and mobile youth work in Lithuania. Again, it's one of the arguments to show that, look, everyone is doing it, we can do more. Everyone has youth center, maybe we need 2 or 3. Maybe, okay, we have youth center, maybe we need youth spaces and also mobile youth work team. So not to stop on what you already have, but to see what impact it has and how you can further strengthen that impact. And what also proved working and efficient in our case, ourselves were working in the U4 field and youth policy field a lot. So it's not that we're coming from, university or from, detached institutions. We are in the field. What
certain topic, usually what they need, 2, 3 concrete ideas what we can do today, what kind of arguments we could use to also tell to our electorate why it's a right investment, and also to see what would be the possible impact
to you. And again, so research is not removed too much from our field. It shouldn't be too far. And research is helping politicians and youth specialists or youth workers to do their job better by providing the data, providing the results, the proofs, the arguments for further development. So that would be my 50 cents today. Wish you good luck, and I will try to send you this video immediately.